The educational goal of this video is for viewers to be able to draw the line bond structures when given the formula of the small molecules. Step 1. First write down each element present. Also write down the quantity of atoms we have of each element. Second, count how many valence electrons each element has. Third, multiply the number of atoms by their number of valence electrons. Lastly, add the numbers up for a grand total. This number is going to be the total number of electrons needed in this structure. In this first example, we're using HCl. So first I'm going to write down the chemical formula. Second, I'm going to write down each atom that we have present and the quantity of each. Then, I'm going to write down the number of valence electrons each atom has. Then, I am going to multiply the number of atoms present times by the number of valence electrons they have. In this one, hydrogen has 1 and chlorine has 7. I'm going to add those valence electrons together to give us 8. That number is going to be the total number of electrons needed in the structure. In step 2, we're going to connect the hydrogen and chlorine atom together with a single bond. It will look like a line. In this example, hydrogen and chlorine get connected. That line represents the 2 electrons that are connecting the 2 atoms together. Each one of these electrons came from each one of the atoms, one from hydrogen and one from chlorine. In step 3, subtract the number of electrons used to connect the atoms together from the total number of electrons in the structure. We found this total number in step 1. In this example, the total number of electrons used in the structure is 8. We use 2 electrons to connect the hydrogen and chlorine together. With those 2 electrons, we're going to subtract it from the total number of electrons in the structure, which is 8, making it that we still need 6 more electrons in this structure. In step 4, we add the remaining number of electrons needed. With HCl, we have only used 2 electrons, so we still need to add the 6 remaining electrons. Hydrogen only needs 2 electrons surrounding it, where the majority of elements need a total of 8 electrons surrounding it. So we will add the 6 electrons surrounding chlorine. With the line bond being 2 electrons and the 6 electrons we just added around chlorine, chlorine now has 8 electrons. Like I said, majority of atoms need 8 electrons surrounding it. In step 5, check to make sure that each atom has 8 electrons around it. Octet rule does not apply to hydrogen, like I stated earlier. If octet rule is not satisfied, use existing lone pairs to make double or triple bonds. In this example, I checked to make sure each atom is fully satisfied. Hydrogen is satisfied with its 2 electrons, and chlorine is satisfied with its 8 electrons. Your turn. Use this real-world example of water by drawing the line bond structure for H2O. Remember, use the 5 steps that was just taught. In this question, remember to follow the 5 steps. Click pause and work on the problem. After following the 5 steps, this is what you should get for your answer. A central oxygen atom connected to a hydrogen atom on its left and a hydrogen atom on its right. And the remaining 4 electrons surround the oxygen. As lone pairs,